All right,
What are
everyone.
you drinking there, Dean?
Oh, fuck. Here we go. Interrupting the
Fucked
intro.
up your show. That's right. That's how I do.
Breakfast stout.
Can I introduce you
Nice.
guys? We're going to talk about fucking beer.
Let's talk about beer.
All right. Welcome to today's podcast. We got first on the line, Mr. Clay, Uncle Joey's MMA edits. How you doing, Clay?
What's going on? First time on camera.
Good to
Proud
see
to
you,
be
man.
here.
We also got Mr. Dean Burley, Honey Badge. How you doing, Dean?
Excellent. How you doing, man?
Good to see you, Muhammed.
What up?
How you
Thanks for
doing,
having
bro?
me, guys. Yeah.
And Mr. Teep to the junk. Teep, are you there?
Yeah, bitches. Thanks for having me so much.
All
I
right.
love you
Thank
guys.
you guys for joining me. We're going to start off with the lightweight Grand Prix. Of course, tomorrow night. Everyone better not forget that it's tomorrow night, not Saturday night. A lot different, right? But anyway, we got Tofik Musayev against Damian Brown, first round of the Rizin lightweight Grand Prix. These are 3 rounds, 5 minutes. Elbows allowed. Soccer kicks allowed, the way we like it. I'm going to go to Dean on this one. Dean, what do you think about this match?
Musayev has some good wrestling, but I haven't seen him do a lot else, just from kind of the limited number of fights he's had, just kind of won on the big stage in Rizin. Damian Brown's really willing to engage in a scrap. And this is kind of the guy I think he can definitely do it against. He's pretty well rounded. I think that style matchup really favors him, and he's a tough SOB too. He really wants to win this tournament. He loves fighting. He loves, fighting in tournaments more than one fight. So Brown's a tough guy to get out of there if you don't have a style that's gonna give you that opportunity. And I don't think Musayev's gonna just grind him out.
You think Brown will finish him, or?
I don't think he'll finish him, but I think he's going to put way more effort into looking like he's trying to finish him.
Okay. Clay, before I forget, can you write down everyone's picks for me? Is that possible?
Write down everybody's picks?
Yeah.
Oh, like their picks for the fight. I thought you meant like their pictures on the thing.
No, just everyone.
But yeah, I can
everyone's
do
pick
that.
for
I
the
can
fight.
do that. I got it.
We'll go to Teep to the junk. Tofik against Damian Brown. Who you got, Teep?
Man, I'm not totally positive. I don't know Musayev very well. I'm looking at his record. He's beaten a couple. He's sort of got one of those weird mixed records where he was like quite a few fights in. Saw the guy was 0-1.
He beat
Guys
Cruikshank
2-5
last
on one.
time out, right?
But then he beat 11-2-2. Betegariev, 21-1. Periev. I know that. And then he beat Cruikshank.
Uh-huh.
Did Cruikshank? He always wears the porn stash in Rizin, right? Did he wear the porn stash for that fight?
Yeah. That was the last time we seen him in Rizin.
Wow, that's impressive.
I know
You
that
beat the porn stash.
they said on Confessions that Tofik was going to sign with the UFC. Did you guys hear that?
Oh shit! I
That,
didn't.
like before he came to Rizin, that he had some kind of UFC offer or something apparently. Anyway, so you're going to make a pick for this one, Teep?
I'm gonna go with Tofik only because looking at it, he's capable of beating some pretty badass fighters. But I don't really know what I'm talking about. You guys could probably just skip me every time.
That Cruikshank fight was both guys not really wanting to get caught. I don't know if you guys remember that fight, but it was kind of, real tactical. You know what I mean? And it was a really close fight. Cruikshank almost won that fight. But Tofik, I don't think has shown how good he really is. But Damian Brown, like Dean just talked about, he's always there, and like they talked about in Confessions, he kind of starts coming forward like a zombie. You know what I mean? When he gets in any kind of trouble or knows that he needs to finish or anything. So it should be a pretty close one. What do you think, Muhammad?
I'd go with Tofik with a decision because he got the I don't know, he's from, what is it, Azerbaijan? Yeah, probably. So, in some of those, he's used to an octagon. I don't know when the last time was that he fought in a ring. Rizin is like a new thing. So that first fight, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, I guess. But I think he'll be accustomed to the travel, to the ring, to the crowd and everything. And I think maybe we'll see something that's a little less tentative. And like a success for him.
Okay.
It's worth noting though that Brown has sort of a deceptive record. Like records are tough anyway because styles make fights. I think his record is worse. His numerical record is worse than his skill set. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, like the Nate Diaz kind of situation.
Yeah.
Mark Hunt. Look at Mark Hunt. You'd be like, that guy bats 500. It's like, look who he's fought. and with no padding. Like some guys, they fight a billion guys who are beatable before they get up against the real meat and potatoes. Mark Hunt was his third and fourth fight. It's probably the hardest third and fourth fight anyone ever had, at least in open weight.
Well, and then he got submitted by Gegard at one point in Pride or Dream or whatever. You know what I mean? So Mark Hunt was fighting.
I love that fight.
Yeah, that was crazy. What do you think about this fight, Clay?
I think it might be. I'm going with Tufig because my first fight that I ever watched in Rizin, it was actually Rizin 14. Who's the guy that he fought at Rizin 14?
That I couldn't tell
Remember?
you offhand. Somebody's.
But that was the fight that got me like into Rizin. Like that's what made me stay up and keep on watching the card. But I like Brown's style.
To Osawa.
Tofik? Oh, Cruikshank. That was the one he fought. Cruikshank on 14.
On 14?
No, Cruikshank was
No. Yeah, he fought
Oh, no, I'm
Cruikshank
sorry.
at
They didn't
16.
ground for him that night. I'm looking at the wrong page. Ignore me.
It was that's crazy.
That's just
But yeah, that's the fight that got me into Rizin, and I like Brown's style, but I think Musaya, he's got more viciousness to his style.
See,
I
would
think
agree with
Brown's
that.
more of a chess player.
I think Brown sometimes gets a little like in the Darren Cruikshank fight that Brown had. He caught him with the guillotine, but up until that point, he was losing that fight. So if he gets behind, you know, he can't rely on just finishing this guy because, as we've seen, it was that Rizin 14 fight where he beat the shit out of that dude.
That's what made me keep on watching. What'd you say?
Who was that bout on Rizin 14? Did anyone figure that out?
Sawa, something like that?
Yeah, Tyson Osawa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nobumitsu Osawa, yeah.
That was a good fight. This next one, Luis Gustavo, Vanderlei Silva's protege against Hiroto Yusako. Yusako, for me, is probably the dark horse of this tournament because not many people know anything about him. He was a deep champion, you know what I mean? But he's not that well known even in Rizin. I think the last time was his first time in Rizin. For me, he's the dark horse of this tournament just because I've seen what this guy can do. And I think that he probably is a little bit better than Gustavo. Plus, I saw a picture of yesterday. Gustavo was already weighing 69 kilograms. So he was already under him. I think that Gustavo is probably a natural 145er. You know what I mean? But anyway, we'll go to Teep to the junk on this one. Who are you picking? Vanderlei's guy or Hiroto?
I don't know who's going to win, but I like the way Gustavo fights. He's kind of crazy style, so I'm cheering for him. Nothing against the other guy. I'm just cheering for him. I don't know who wins. I think he's undersized. I thought he fought even lower. I thought he fought at bantamweight and then moved up to featherweight.
I know that he fought Mikuru Asakura, and I'm pretty sure that was a 145 fight. But then he fought Yusuke Gachi, and I think that was 55. So I think he's just, you know.
Oh, so he was lightweight, featherweight who moved up. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with Gustavo via like some sort of like powerful kicking assault, hopefully ending in soccer kicks.
I think you guys think we'll see Vanderlei Silva in his corner?
Absolutely.
I think so. Yeah, 100%.
Muhammed, I'm going to go to you on this one. What do you got?
Yeah, I got to go with youth over experience, I guess, because he's like, what, almost 10 years younger? 10 or 9 or 11?
I think he only has one loss, too, right? His only loss is to Mikuru, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's only 23.
Jeez.
Gustavo?
Yeah.
And how old is he?
2 years older than me.
Years. That's 23 in Vanderlei years, so he's about 35.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right?
But, yeah, I'd go with like maybe a round 2 knockout, if not round 1. But I'll stick with 2.
All right.
I don't
know
if we're doing timestamps.
Clay, you writing these down?
Oh, shit.
Who's our scribe for the night? Yeah, write that shit down.
What was your pick? Gustavo? Yeah.
I'm going to send it to him. Yeah. He can write them down just because he's the youngest of all of us. But just the point is we're going to have to face all these picks next week. So, you know.
I look forward to it.
Don't worry, I got all the picks from the last fight. I'm not
on. Dean, what do you got?
I like both their styles, man. You know, I like the aggression, the classic shoot box style. And I like that Usako likes the Rizin rules, man. He likes the soccer kicks as well. So I think there's a high probability we see some, for as long as this one lasts in the first round, some soccer kicks to finish it. I'm going to go with Gustavo, just the youth, a little bit more athletic. I like his style. I think both their styles adapt well to the ring. But I'm going with Gustavo. Until he gets some serious tests, I think he'll get it done in the Grand Prix. Until he gets just a legit size lightweight who can grapple.
Before I go to Clay, do we know I don't have the brackets right in front of me. Do we know who's fighting who the second round? anyone have that pulled up by chance?
They're going to do the drawings, brah.
Are they doing the drawings? I thought they were just going the sides of the bracket.
It's right there. It's before the intermission.
Oh, shit. I guess
They're gonna
Oh,
do a show
they're
like
gonna do that
like
Bellator
the
card?
It was
oh,
right in
shit.
front of us.
no shit, right? Good job, Dean. Way to be observant. But
It was
Clay, I'm
right in
going to you
front
on
of
this
us.
one. What do you got?
Oh yeah, I'm picking Gustavo. Probably I'm gonna say second round.
Wow. So I'm the only one picking Yusako?
You're probably
You
right.
guys are all wrong. That's what that means. I just think Kuroto is used to the Japanese rules a little more. Gustavo, like I said, I don't know that he is built for this 155 division because of what he looked like against Mikuru Asakura. Now, that's not the exact best bar to set, you know what I mean, against that guy. But I don't know, he just looks like a smaller dude to me, whereas Hiroto looks like he probably cuts from 170 or something, you know?
Right. And his style of fighting works best against guys your own size.
Right.
'Cause if you come in like a maniac and you land on someone who's physically fit, you know, even if it's just 10 pounds, they get 10 pounds is a lot. When even just sparring people in my lame fashion back in the day, 10 pounds is a lot. Dean, you know this. You train a lot.
Sure.
You feel that 10 pounds in a jab, like holy shit!
Especially at that
I can't get hit by that. That's like a light cross. It's not a jab anymore. It's like when the guy's got maybe 10 pounds. I used to feel it heavily, and I'm already pathetic. It was terrible. I felt my life was threatened.
Yeah, especially at that weight. Because at 200 pounds, it's not that big of a difference. But at 145 or 155, it is, you know.
Right, when not it. Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm going to go to Clay on the next one. Patricky Pitbull against Tetsuya Kawajiri in his third.
Damn, you're putting that one on me?
His third Grand Prix.
I'm gonna pick I know you're probably gonna hate me for this one, Zach, but I'm gonna pick Pitbull by like soccer kicks in the first round. I think he's gonna knock him down, and it's gonna be murder. I think it might be murder.
Wow, murder. He says. Dean,
but I love Kawajiri. Okay, I'm not someone who hates fighters.
Pouring out for Kawajiri.
Wow, pouring it out for Kawajiri.
Oh, he's excellent, man. I've loved his career, but let's be honest here. Spoiler alert, you know, Pitbull's winning this tournament, and Kawajiri we were all kind of shocked to see him, I think, even make it this far. So it's a really rough pairing for him.
Were you not surprised with the way Kawajiri looked against Ali? Is who he fought last fight?
No, I think all his fights, even when he's super old and should be retired, he'll go out on his sword. He's got a good heart.
Did you watch that last Confessions? It was pretty emotional, actually.
Confessions is good, man. They get you all worked up.
I think one of the things is Pitbull's power with Kawajiri coming in, but I do think Kawajiri, if he gets in there, can take Pitbull down. You know what I mean? He's just shown that he's taken a lot of guys down, and I was pretty impressed against Ali Abadumakov or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
So you're taking Pitbull first round, Dean?
I'm going to go, unfortunately, probably a first-round knockout. It's going to be vicious.
Jeez. Muhammed, give me some life here.
That's the smart choice. That's definitely the smart choice to make. And I don't think the Abdul Khalikov fight last time was enough to change my mind of where Kawajiri is in his career. But having said that, fuck it, I'll go with Crusher. I'll go with Crusher. I think maybe he'll survive. No, you know what? I don't think so.
Oh, man. He backed out of his pick that quick.
Man, I was already typing it up.
My pick is still Kawajiri by decision, but that's just, it's pure heart. It's not, I'm not picking with my brain, but let's go.
Hey, let's go.
Crusher.
Mr. Teep to the junk. What do you got?
Yeah, man. Yeah, Pitbull is going to rain damage down upon this gentleman, who I do like, and he's cool, but this is the wrong fight for a guy who's like, I got to do it this time, because you probably won't. But the reason I say that isn't just because I think the Pitbull brothers are like deliciously salty and fight in a cool way, but Pitbull beat Scope, who's really, really good. But Campos, I think Campos, when I saw him knock Campos out at Mohegan Sun, it was fucking amazing. One of my favorite moments. But he beat Bendo. He didn't get wrestle-fucked by Bendo. He's not getting wrestle-fucked by Kawajiri. There's no chance in hell. He's going to beat the shit out of him. He's won 7 of his last 8, I think. And the only guy who beat him in that stretch was Chandler by a punch. Wasn't wrestling. So unless Kawajiri's got some special shit going on or loaded gloves, I'm pretty sure he's getting knocked down with a left hook.
Wow.
early in the fight, and then he's getting kicked right on top of the dome with the shin, and it's going to be Pride Rules Pitbull all the way to the finals and win it.
You know,
There's
funny
no
is,
way
guys
he's
are
coming
oh,
on this show.
I really like Kawajiri,
Ben-
but he's going to die. Pour out some liquor. This fucking guy doesn't stand a chance. But I really like him, though. Oh, fuck, man. You guys are forgetting the fact that Kawajiri's got the experience here. Pitbull's not that well experienced in a ring. He has fought in a ring, I believe, but not that many times.
He's fought under Pride Rules, but the thing is, he has a fight style that is perfect for Pride Rules. He's been restrained by the unified rules.
I agree.
So, like, he wants to knock people down and kick them in the head. He said it. He loves stomps. He won a fight with stomps and soft kicks. He's going to fuck this guy up. I'd be very, very surprised if it's anything but an early knockout. Seriously.
Prepared to be surprised because Kawajiri's winning this bitch on a decision, and he's going to be the upset of the whole fucking thing. I think Pitbull is the favorite to win this, although I think this next match is probably the other finalist, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that Kawajiri is knowing that this is probably his last hurrah, his last run. If he's going to win, it's probably going to be a decision. I mean, I could see Pitbull knocking him out too. It's not that I can't. I'm kind of like Muhammad. I'm going to go with my heart here and take Kawajiri just because I'd love to see it. And I think it would be a huge upset.
And you can hope to see unicorns and find a pot of gold.
Hey, bro.
It's probably not going to happen, dude. You're going to get your feelings hurt. We're going to make sure of it.
All right. Anything is possible.
What happens if he wins? He's never going to come on the show.
Shit, it's my show. I'll be on here without you guys. I won't let you
Come
guys
on his show. I won't be the special guest. Hey, fuck that guy.
You'll just be a fan caller. I'm gonna go to you first on this one. Teep to the junk. Johnny Case against Roberto Satoshi Souza. Satoshi is undefeated, by the way. Johnny Case, though, looking good as ever.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm going to go with the Souza, but I'm not very confident in that. Like both guys, like the way they fight. Definitely a lot of experience on Case's side, but I'm trying to remember.
Satoshi hasn't used his jiu-jitsu at all in Rizin. Let me just say that. He's knocking everyone out.
That's right. The Hirota fight. Okay, so he hasn't fought the highest level competition, but he's looked really good. He does have a couple wins over some guys who were decent numerically. A lot of those wins against unexperienced or very beatable journeyman type guys at a journeyman stage, I should say, because people become a journeyman in this sport. You don't start off one. Unless you're CM Punk.
That's why I think that he can't really stand with Johnny Case and expect his results in the last few fights because Case is way too good on his feet, right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to stay with my pick, but I'm probably wrong. Case might just fuck him up because this is one of his highest level opponents, and his last two opponents have a combined record of 50, 28, and 11. They have 11 draws.
Hiroto in his last fight.
Damn.
Yeah, he jacked him up, though. That was awesome.
Well, yeah, but Hiroto at the end.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I'm not going to change my pick because that's a bitch move. Whoever changed their pick last time, that's a bitch move. Muhammad, you bitch.
Hey,
no, he didn't change his pick.
I didn't change it.
Yeah, he didn't change it. Still Crusher.
That's right. He didn't change it. Nobody changed their pick. Just you, Teep.
No, I'm not changing. I'm going with the Souza, but I'm prepared to be proven wrong because actually, closer I look, I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is a big test for him.
Dean.
Yeah, I see Johnny Case as kind of a dark horse. Probably another guy in the finals along with Pitbull. He's just one of the most well-rounded. And while Satoshi's showing off his stand-up a lot, it hasn't been against guys who had any clear like high-level threat to him. None of those guys were going to starch him on the feet or even come close to that. He's got that X factor though. If he gets it to the ground, top or bottom, even if he gets knocked down, he can pull off something off his back. So it's pretty cool to see him in the tournament, but yeah, it might be a little bit too fast for his development. Thrusting him into these high-level fights.
Is it just me, or do you think that Satoshi looks big for 55? And to anybody else, has he looked bigger than everyone he's fought?
Japanese guys aren't notorious, though, for cutting like a ton of weight.
That's true. I just thought he looked bigger than Hirota, and he's looked bigger than pretty much everyone he's fought. And I know his brother is on this card fighting at 170. And watching them spar together, they look roughly the same size. But, like you said, I'm not worried about anyone missing weight or anything, So you got a round there, Dean?
Maybe a later round if he finishes, or most likely probably a Johnny Case decision, just because he'll, if he does knock him down, I can see him win the submission threat.
What do you got, Clay?
I'm gonna go with Souza. I think he might become like a, sort of like a big star in Rizin because I like his style. I think it's great, but we haven't seen any of his ground game like at all.
Mhm.
So I think we might see something special if he takes him to the ground. If he manages to knock down Case, I think he might try and put on a submission to try and be flashy. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Souza on that one.
Muhammed.
Same. This is definitely the most competitive fight in this out of all of these lightweight ones, and it was the hardest. It's the hardest one to pick for the reasons everybody pointed out. But I got to go with Souza just because he's looked really, really good, and again, it's no hint of his ground game yet. So like, if that's an untapped resource, that's what allows him to do so well on the ground. And obviously, with a guy this well-rounded and Johnny Case, he's not going to be, terrified of going to the ground. It's not like he's against somebody who's going to tear up his knee like Palhares or something. But still, I think that opens up stand-up for a lot of dudes, and they do really well in the stand-up. So I think he'll just probably a decision. If it is going to go the distance, it'll be a decision win for Souza, because I think Johnny Case is well-rounded enough not to get finished and not to get caught with a big punch.
So you think if there is a stoppage that Johnny Case is probably going to stop him, you're saying?
No. Even stoppage, I think both ways it goes in his favor.
Okay.
But most likely it's just going to be a lot closer than people are expecting.
I agree.
And it'll be a decision. I think, highest likelihood, it's most likely going to be a decision. It could go either way, but most likely it's going to be for Souza.
And I don't even want to mention this. Some fan asked me earlier if there was a draw, how they're going to handle that. But I think they're just not going to allow draws. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything about another round. But Rizin isn't very notorious for any draws in 3-round fights. Dean, do you know?
No, I thought they did the sort of, they just picked a winner, right? The judges.
Yeah, I mean, they usually do, but there can be a draw in a 3-round fight, right? I wonder about that. Like, what if it's really close? And
yeah, I wonder if it's built into their contract that there's going to be a sudden death round, like in kickboxing tournaments.
Yeah, well, and we've seen that before.
One extra round where they just have to go wild for it.
We used to see that not only in Pride, but earlier in Rizin, where they did the 1 10-minute round and then the second 5-minute round. Who the hell's got a train going by?
You got to move your car. Teep, I think you're in trouble. You got to move your car off the train tracks.
Get off the train track, Teep.
Hey fellas, can I throw some Bellator in there real quick?
Go ahead.
We're talking about Souza's, haven't seen his ground game, but he's fucking guys up. Joey Davis at the last Bellator 229, flying knee or jumping knee.
Who do you
KO. I forget.
Yeah,
the defeat. Nah, but this guy was undefeated in college, at least in folk style wrestling. 4 undefeated seasons. There's only 3 guys who've done it, 1 in each of Division 1, 2, and 3. He's one of the 3 in the Division 2, and he's just fucking guys up on the feet. I love that shit. Spinning back kick to the liver, flying knee, giant monster. I think left hook started the end for another guy. That's a guy to watch. I just wanted to mention that because Bellator on the brain.
Good. Let me ask you guys real quick here before we get to after the intermission. Who's everyone's favorite as far as Pitbull? Everyone's favorite is Pitbull, but who do you guys see him going against? Dean.
Probably Case or Gustavo in the finals.
Okay. Muhammed.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty apt assessment. I think it'll be him versus one of the dudes that are one of the Brazilians.
Okay. Clay, what do you think? What do you think?
I think it might be Tufik. I think that'd be a great fight for Patrici. How do you say his name? Patrici? Is that it?
Patrici.
Patrici.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
It's
yeah, I think Tufik would be a great. Yeah, that'd be a great style matchup for Patrici.
And Teep, what do you got? Who do you got Pitbull going against in the finals?
I'm going to compound my stupidity. I actually see it depends on how the bracketing pans out, but I think Pitbull, Souza in the finals.
Wow.
And And
Wow.
stylistically, if that becomes a finals, I'm less confident. Like as far as versus like a great grappler rather than a wrestler. Yeah, that's a tough matchup. That's actually the finals I'm hoping for.
Let me ask you this: if you're Pitbull and you get to say that the drawings he gets to pick, are you picking the harder guy or the easier guy to go against first on New Year's Eve? Because there's going to be 2 fights on New Year's Eve for whoever wins.
Oh, you pick the guy you can smash. You've got to do it.
You don't take the chance.
But he's got the style to smash.
The same.
What's that?
Well, you look at like Manel Cape and Horiguchi, where Horiguchi was cut by Cape, right? And it made Horiguchi's fight against Ishiwatari a little bit harder. Something to think about.
Right. No, I'm saying if you're Pitbull, you pick the guy you think you can just beat down in 30 seconds.
Right. Well, that's what I was saying, though. You know what I mean? There might be some strategy there if Gustavo's there in the, you know, if it's Gustavo and Brown or something, there might be some strategy to take the harder guy first. I don't know. Just a thought.
It might. Oh, while you're still fresh. Yeah,
Right.
you know you might. Yeah. You might be right, but I'll go. Pitbull's mad salty. He might just take the harder guy because he likes to headbutt these kind of problems.
We saw his brother not do that, so you know what I mean. We watched his brother not take the harder choice, so you know.
What's that?
We watched his brother take the easier touch.
Yeah.
You mean McKee versus Archuleta?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think McKee is the hotness, and I actually had him the number 1 contender after we beat Karam, but it's hard to argue against Archuleta's skill set and his he's a multi-weight champ himself, 18-fight win streak. I think he won like belts at 4 weights in King of the Cage or some shit. Some crazy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I wasn't upset too much about that because there was an argument for both guys, but I do think McKee is the favorite in that tournament outside of the champ.
Let's get to this main card after the intermission. Seems like the lightweight Grand Prix drawings are there thanks to Dean. So I'm going to throw it to Dean here. Reina against Alexandria Alvari. Alexandra's a late replacement.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was still seeing the Canadian.
Never heard of her name before, so
I think she's 0-3.
Yeah. It's pretty good too, man. Not super complete, but that shoot boxing style does give you, finishing ability wherever the fight goes. So I think we're gonna see maybe a Rena body shot or maybe an armbar or something crazy, flying armbar.
That makes sense. Clay, who do you got?
I'm going with the surprise pick. We're going to see vicious upset from Alvari. I think it might be in the second round because Reina's last fight, she didn't look so good. What was her last fight? That was a Bellator fight, right?
Yeah, against Lindsay Van Zant.
Oh.
Lindsay Van Zant, although she got wrestled in that fight, does this young lady have the wrestling?
I don't know enough about Alexandra, to be honest with you.
I don't know anything about her. I'm just going with
Spanish,
it.
so she probably has like a stand-up background.
Oh, okay.
She fought 3 times. She got knocked out 3 times.
Oh,
it doesn't say the round for some. One was round 1, one was round 2. So she lost to a 1-0 fighter, an 0-1 fighter, and then an 0-3 fighter. Although, I mean, the numbers don't mean everything, but she doesn't have a record of wrestle fucking anybody. So I think if she can't do that, I'm going to just jump in and give mine. Reina, left hook to the liver.
Yeah.
Muhammed?
Liver punch.
Body shot, liver shot. Reina.
You can't wrestle Reina, you're getting hit with the body shot.
Staying with Muhammad, this next fight is, of course, for the atomweight title shot. Whoever wins this is going to get the title shot against Ayaka Hamasaki on New Year's Eve. Ham against Miyu Yamamoto. Muhammad, take us away.
I'm going to go with Miyu. I think I'm doing a lot of picks with my heart. This one less so than Kawajiri. But, I feel like Miyu has the caliber of wrestling and she can neutralize. It's just the beginning I'm a little bit worried about. Her getting kneed into oblivion against
like Tomo Maisawa. Fucking Tomo got hammered.
So if she can hang in there and weather the Hamderley phase, then I think she can control it and probably a decision for Miyu.
Dean?
Yeah, man, that one goes one of 2 ways. Miyu's got the high level wrestling, but she's pretty kind of married to that style if she wants to have success. We saw in her last fight a lot of really beautiful scrambles. They kept the fight going, kept the action going the whole time. Didn't allow her to really get overly comfortable on top and guard like she has before. But that's not really Ham's game. So it's it kind of goes one of 2 ways. Either she gets just gets battered and then kneed in the face 100 times, or she controls the wrestling, gets the takedowns, and can probably get some control time, even if she doesn't do much with it.
Well, and Ham is notorious for going to decisions, right?
Yeah. She's had some tough competition though. Not that Miyu isn't tough, but she's so she's almost like one of those specialty like novelty fighters where they'll bring over like a kickboxer, an Olympic wrestler, or guy.
Right.
Sometimes she'll try to keep the fight standing and use her wrestling, in that effect, but it's kind of brutal to watch. If she comes out with that approach, she could get blasted early.
Yeah.
I love Ham's style. I think it adapts well to the ring, and 15 minutes is a long time to go without getting caught by her. But when you have that wrestling, that shot ability, I think Yamamoto could stay on top and probably earn a title shot with a decision here.
So this is a tough fight, I think. Clay, what do you got?
I was gonna go with what Dean was saying. I think Miyu, her size might be a factor. So I think like as the fight goes on, she might try and take her down and try and drain her on the ground. So I think I might go with Miyu by decision.
Do we know how many submissions Ham has? Because I know Miyu is kind of prone to get submitted.
Susceptible,
She
yeah.
was early in her career. Teep, I'm gonna let you pick this.
My turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Ham. I think I'm looking here, and she was fighting at, was it 115 in the UFC?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fighting at 108, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Her last fight, I think, was at 108 against
105 maybe. Oh
Masawa?
yeah, and in Rizin.
She looked fucking phenomenal. She was killing it. She was if I wasn't too drunk and sleep deprived to remember correctly, she was doing like the Hitman Hearns, the pushing with the one hand and then just boom, the cutting right, the cutting straight. I think she's a lefty actually. If I can't remember.
Yeah, and then
I think she's gonna. It's an interest. It depends on the game plan as well, and the pacing they start with. But I have a feeling Ham's going to just put utter destruction on Miyu. Nothing against her. I just think at 108, like that's the right weight for her. That's her destruction weight.
You think it's going to be a finish or?
Yeah, but late in the fight.
I don't know if you
toward
guys
the end as it winds down.
Both girls are in phenomenal shape. Looking at the media day photos, unbelievable. I mean, Ham looks like she hasn't looked in a long time. The thing is that like I said, I don't know how many submissions Ham has, but not too many.
Two. Okay.
Yeah, almost 30 pro fights. She's got an armbar and a rear naked.
Okay, I think if there's a way to beat Miyu from what we've seen, it's probably a submission. I think, like Dean said, if Miyu could control her on the ground, I'm not going to pick this fight because clearly I have some biasness, but. I do think that this is probably one of the closer fights on the card, along with Johnny Case and Souza fight. I think it's kind of a toss-up. It's going to go one of two ways.
Yo, Zach, is biases Latin for testicles?
Bias.
Oh, lack of testicles. I got it backwards. Oh, fuck me. Never mind.
The hell. All right, we're going to go to the co-main event. Kaya Sakura against Ulka Sasaki. Clay.
I think it might be. I don't think it'll be as quick as the Horiguchi fight, but I'm going with Kai on this. I don't even know why this fight is actually being made, to be honest. I think it might be kind of a mismatch. But, I'm going with Kai in the second round.
I don't know what Horiguchi fight you talk about, but we'll go to Teep to the Junk.
Yeah, I'm going with Kai. I think I think this is one of those. It's like a showcase fight. I'm not saying it's like a Dennis Siver Connor level showcase, which was hilarious. The only funny story: the only people I could find in the city who didn't think Connor was going to smash were some Irish guys I talked into in McDonald's downtown. They were like, "We're not sure." I'm like, "What the fuck, guys? You flew over here and you're not sure?" This little midgety German guy. Off his suspension? Come on. Credit to Silver. He did beat Rosa, who was like a CES guy, who was a good fighter, but please, come on, man. I think this is a showcase fight. I think we're going to see utter destruction, highlight reel, and I do believe this will be the most vicious finish of the card.
Here's an interesting thing. If Kai gets caught into wars, standing up sometimes, swinging real wildly, and Sasaki, as we saw against Ishiwatari, has a really good 1-2 straight left. You know what I mean? And so I think this fight's going to be a lot closer than people think. But I think that the problem is that you have him beat Kaya Sakura, and there goes the Horiguchi fight, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, Muhammed?
I gotta agree with Clay. I just don't even know why they made it. It just seems like such a counterintuitive thing to make, rather than even just let him wait until the New Year's card and give him a
Yeah.
rematch for the belt without putting it, especially against somebody like Sasaki is not a low level opponent. It's not a squash match. As far as a showcase fight, it's a high risk fight, and there's not much to gain out of it. And he's a crafty guy. He's really good on the ground. He's, as you said, Zach, he's got a good one too. So it's just a really high risk thing. That being said, I do see him winning, Kaya Sakura winning, but still, I just don't like the fact that they made this fight.
I also think that this fight is going to show us how good Ishiwatari is coming off 18 months loss, because he pretty much mopped up Ulka Sasaki with ring rest and everything. And so I think that it's kind of a showcase fight for Kaya Sakura. To answer your question of why they made this, I think they just wanted one of the Asakura brothers on this card. And I think Mikuru was hurt. I know that.
Okay.
So I couldn't
And
have anyone
Olka was
there.
probably the only one that would take it, right?
Right. Dean, what do you think about this fight?
Yo, hey guys, didn't Sakibara say that this was kind of like a stopgap measure? You know, like it was an emergency booking, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, 'cause
okay.
Mikuru was
that
supposed to be
explains
on
it.
the card.
They were like, "Oh shit, what do we do?" So they found a tough guy who's beatable,
Okay.
but tough. So it's
I think
legit.
it's dangerous, though. I think it's dangerous for
It's
Kaya
very
Sakura to give
dangerous.
up this title shot. What do you think, Dean?
Yeah, for sure. I think everything that we've said is kind of right. It is a dangerous fight, but they're treating it like a showcase. Maybe Rizin doesn't think Sasaki's as big of a threat. As some people who know like where he's training now, that he's got some good coaches, he's up in his game. The Asakura brothers are badass, though. I don't think he cares. It's going to be, whether it's high risk or not, it's still a co-main event, still a big fight for him. He's coming off the biggest win of his career, so I got to go with Asakura to get it done again with his hands, man. He's got that taser fist. He hits guys, and they just get stunned.
Yeah. I think last time we saw a showcase bout, though, was with Kaya Sakura in the fight, right? And we saw how that turned out, so anything could happen. Let's come right back.
I think that was treated. Hey, but real quick, I think that was treated like a showcase. That was treated like a showcase, but it wasn't.
Teep, we're going to come right back.
Legit, but people didn't know him.
Let me re-invite you guys. We're going to come right back to pick the main event and the rest of the card, just so I don't have Zoom Pro on right now. So I'll invite you guys in just a minute. We'll pick the main event and the lower level card.
Perfect. I was